I'm Yashrala. This is your brother Dawud from GMS St. Petersburg, Florida. Coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you. I can push this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Alright, so I want to jump into this here quick lesson dealing with, as a wake-up call to our people, all right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, not to trust your enemy, the so-called white man, all right? Everything that he do and everything that, the apple of his eye, basically is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right? Everything he do with y'all in mind to keep y'all under him, basically. Not even to keep himself on top, but just to keep you up under him, all right? So you got to recognize and understand when dealing with him, homeboy not going to ever offer you no advice to better yourself. You know what I'm saying? Even though it might sound good. Like, for instance, the so-called white man might come up to you, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and tell you some bullshit like, look, bro, we finna send your ass to college, to a good college, and get you a good-ass education at Harvard or some shit, right? And we gonna goddamn give you this good-ass job somewhere, whatever, whatnot, right? All along, you go into this good school, that's good in your sight. Oh, I got this Harvard education, that's gonna look good. Whole time they indoctrinating you into some bullshit, destroying your mind. Then they give you some kind of job or whatever, whatnot, some chemical company or whatever, destroying your people, so, and face value, it look good, but in reality, it's just destroying your ass, destroying you, bringing you further away from who you are. And a lot of the things that they do, shit, look at the housing market crisis, when they started giving out all these subprime loans to our people. It was so-called good in our sights, but what? It was really to destroy our people. All right. So on any and all kind of levels, man, it's your regular job, when you at work, just dealing with, co-workers, people that you deal with, man. These people, they keep you as the apple of their damn eye. They want to make sure that you're up under them. So any deal that they make or anything that they do, but they thinking of, how can I further put you into a hole up under me? How can I further separate the gap from you being beneath me? All right, they're not looking at it in the sense of how, what can I do to put myself higher up above you, but just, you know what I'm saying? How can I get you further beneath me? All right, so you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you need to, you know what I'm saying? Like how y'all like to say, y'all need to branch off, you know what I'm saying, from the so-called white man, and I ain't saying like, well, technically I am saying something like how y'all say, oh, we need to make our own black community and get our own black economy type of shit. But really, like the scriptures say, come out of her, my people, come back to the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Of course, we're going to have to still be using a damn system and shit like that. We're not really trying to really make no black community like that, because we don't plan on be living on this side of the earth that much more longer. We planning on getting up out of this here landmass, you know what I'm saying, and rule the whole planet earth, you know what I'm saying. But nevertheless, while we here, until we get delivered, you know what I'm saying, we need to like the scriptures say, come out of her, my people, flee ye out of the midst of Babylon, and then though hand join in hand, we need to release that hand, and this is all talking about spiritually, metaphorically, and mentally, not like actually leaving the landmass. So a part of that relinquishing that hand to the so-called white man is understanding that homeboy don't have no, how do I say, good intentions for your people. He ain't trying to benefit you in no kind of way. Everything he doing is trying to fuck you over. Long story short, one way or another, he trying to fuck you over. All right. So we're gonna get into the scriptures dealing with this, because these people, man, they the damn devil, man. All right. This is Ecclesiasticus, or the book of Sirach in the Apocrypha. All right. Ecclesiasticus 12, it says 12 and 10, it says, never trust thine enemy. All right. And we know that first and foremost, the Most High has enemies. All right. And then also the children of Israel has enemies. All right. Our oppressors, we was going to serve under our oppressors, our enemies. All right. Who was the so-called white man. All right. So it says, never trust thine enemy, for as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness, or, let me give you, because some people don't realize that iron rusts, but I can give you another sure example. Just like, all right, so just like as human beings gonna die, the only thing that's promised in this planet Earth, besides the words of the Most High, but in the carnal sense, the only thing promised on the planet Earth is what? Death. You ain't promised life, but you promised death. If you was born on the planet Earth, in the carnal sense, you was promised death. All right, people can understand it that way. We also know that there's something that's not gonna sleep, but I'm just showing you the analogy of what's going on. So they saying never trust thy enemy, because as sure as death is, this motherfucker gonna bite you as a damn snake, Alright, so verse 10 again, Ecclesiastes 12 and 10. Never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. though he humbleth himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass. Thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. All right, so basically, look, hang on, let me see, yeah, so basically, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, you gotta watch this motherfucker, man. Even though he might come humbly or whatever, whatnot. Like I said, he might come to you like, yo, man, we want to send, we know we've been fucked up to black people, holding you down. We want to send you and your kids to Harvard. You know what I'm saying? A free education. You know what I'm saying? Make sure he makes something. Or, you know what I'm saying? We like your talent. We want you to be a rapper or something. We're going to give you millions of dollars. And, you look at it in a carnal sense, but he go from being broke to having some money now. You know what I'm saying? But yet he destroying his people. It's not to really benefit you, At the end all be all, when you look deeply on all these little different things, it's always to put us further in the hole, Matter of fact, the rapper scenario, if you actually understand how that shit really get down, you know what I'm saying? When these people talk about, they got signed for $150 million. That's really a $150 million loan that they took out, and they got to pay that shit back before they can make a dime. All right. And when you break down the calculations of what they really be making, they be better off working at McDonald's. All right. That's how much money they're really making. It's like McDonald's money. They just getting big ass advancements. And the bigger the advances, the bigger the loan, the harder they got to work, the less amount of money they actually making. All right. So when dealing with this, it's like, yo, whatever he try to do to so-called benefit you, like I said, we're going to sign you for a $150 million record deal, bring you out the hood and so on and so forth, really putting you in debt in $150 million, knowing good and damn well your simple ass Jake ass in the hood with no credit would never accumulate no kind of debt that's $150 million worth, but now they got you in the chain gang, that debt system. So like I said, or like the scriptures say, though he humble himself, go crouch and take good heed, beware of him, and though thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. All right, so going back to verse 10, says, for his iron rusted, so is his wickedness. So it's a sure shot that this motherfucker gonna be evil. All right, verse 12, set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place, neither let him sit by thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, thou hast last remembered my words, and prick therewith. All right. And also, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with the serpent, or any such as come nigh to a wild beast? So the Most High saying, like, look, bro, don't sit with this motherfucker. Don't keep him close to you, because look, it's a sure shot way. Just like the damn, the snake, he gonna bite your ass. You know what I'm saying? Because he a goddamn snake. And if one of those little snake charmers who be blowing a little whistling shit, getting the snake to dance, if one of them snakes bite your ass, or you working in a snake, the little holes with all the snake pit or whatever, you know what I'm saying, you get bit by the snake, or you at goddamn SeaWorld and you fucking with the killer whales and you get killed by the whale, man, ain't nobody gonna feel sorry for your ass. That's what the fuck it was. Same with the so-called white man. The Most High saying, look, man, if you fuck around with him and he wind up fucking you over, bro, ain't nobody gonna feel bad. You know what I'm saying? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, especially you so-called Negroes, looking to these, sometimes y'all look to these other nations like, somebody say something, like, nigga, help. Say something like, nobody finna help your ass, man. First of all, the scriptures say that. But these other nations don't give a fuck about you, man. These other nations is eating off of your back. And plus, they not gonna say shit to the so-called white man about your situation. They should be like, look, nigga, you should know who you dealing with. That's the damn devil. I mean, it's really our people who keep, wanting to deal with these people. Like I said, in the so-called housing crisis market and stuff like that, yo. You niggas knew you didn't have no money, and you went and fell for Esau and his shit, telling something. You know what? We're gonna be fair with niggas for once. We're gonna allow them to get these nice ass houses in these white people neighborhoods. Let them get a loan for this house, knowing good and damn well they can't afford it, but we're gonna just give it to them. You know what I'm saying? But I like scripture said, gift destroyeth the heart. All right, but what? Who gonna pity this damn charmer, man? You over here dealing with the damn snake. Now the snake finally bit your ass with the housing bubble. Now you mad because you ain't got shit. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have been dealing with homeboy in his crooked ways. All he do is rape, rob, and murder. All right. So from there we're gonna go to let me see. Is that all I wanted? Nah. Let me see. Jump down. Verse 16, it says, the enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips. All right, being that Like the devil, just thinking about the damn devil, man. Whenever you come across the devil, he ain't gonna have no big ass sign on him wearing no big ass iced out chain saying, "I'm the devil, I came to fuck you over." The devil ain't never gonna come like that, man. Like the scripture say, he transformed into an angel of light. Bad situations don't ever come wrapped as bad situations, like your cell phone bill or any other contract you sign. Oh, come to whatever and get a flat low rate of $99 and unlimited whatever whatnot, and then you come to find out, oh well, once you go over a certain amount of gigs, it's this, and it's gonna be these charges, those charges, and you wonder why your cell phone bill $5,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? Like, how the fuck did I get into this? They didn't advertise this. If it did, I wouldn't have bought it. No, because it's not advertised like that. All right. It says, verse 16, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips. So what he's portraying is not advertised to be evil. It's always being portrayed as being sweet or nice or righteous. But his heart, all right, his inward thoughts, he imagines how to throw thee into a pit. All right, so he's speaking sweetly with a good deal, advertising some good shit, but really trying to think of how to fuck you over. All right, he will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. You know, he's like so-called lamenting and feeling sorry for you. Oh, we feel sorry for you. We want to help you so-called niggas out. But what? As soon as he get an opportunity, he's trying to how to overthrow you. You know, if adversity come unto thee, thou shalt find him there first, and thou shalt be, and though he pretend to help thee, thou shalt undermine thee. So for a prime example of that, the so-called earthquake in Haiti, you know. So there was a so-called incident out there, whether it be created by them or whatever. Not getting into that, but there was a so-called problem out there. What the so-called white man was the first one in line to help. Oh, we want to come out here and help the people, so on and so forth. But guess what? It was uncovered that the so-called white man was the person out there kidnapping them kids and using them in a sex ring, you know, doing all kind of bullshit, you know. They wasn't the ones over there helping them. They was the ones over there doing the most damage, all right? Verse 18, he will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. You know what I'm saying? He gonna put on a show, but what? He gonna actually be in a different, you know what I'm saying? He gonna be in a different, how do I say? Not mood. He gonna have a different agenda, you know? Like some people be like, oh, I'm happy for you, girl. You got this new house or this, and that. You know, women be talking like that. Girl, I'm happy for you and your new man. But yet and still she plotting on how she could take him up off your hands, you know. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 25. All right, like we was just reading. Ecclesiasticus said what? Never trust thy enemy, because look, it's a sure shock way the homeboy gonna wind up fucking you over. And this all fall back to the principle of everything, you know. Thou shalt not have any other gods before me, you know. Don't be trusting nobody else but the Most High. He the one that's gonna guide you in the right ways. All right. This Psalms 25 and 2. Oh, my power, I trust in thee. Let me not be ashamed. All right. And how you going to be ashamed? By trusting in vanity, trusting in fools, trusting in your enemies. All right. That's the dumbest shit you can do, is believing your damn enemy that he got some good deal for you. He trying to help you benefit. He trying to help you prosper. That's the most bogus shit in the whole world. All right. It says, oh, my power, I trust in thee. Let me be not ashamed. Let not my enemies triumph over me. All right. Now, just as a side note, you know, so-called black people in America, you know, they wouldn't be so much. I mean, now we know the curses. I'm just saying, as in a cardinal side note type of shit, you know, so-called black people wouldn't be so fucked over here in America if they wouldn't be listening to so-called white men all the goddamn time. You know, again, if they look at themselves as a separate nation, like, look, man, the white man is lying to us about some bullshit. We're going to just do our own thing, go our own way, and stop listening to this man. All right. But what do we wind up doing? We putting our trust into these people that brought us over here and had no good intentions for us since we got here. You know, we listen to the same ass so-called white man that teach us economics, teach us our history, teach us how to diet, teach us how to live, teach us our culture, teach us our so-called heritage. But what? This the same damn devil came over here and lied to us from day one, you know? Just saying on a side note, is, you know, so-called black people prospering as a unit. Like, goddamn, stop listening to this nigga and believing in him. But on a more spiritual level, you know, us as Israelites, you know, man, it's a lot deeper than that. You know, hey, that's who we worship. We worship Caesar Borgia, the image of the so-called white man. All right. We follow after his ways. And so what? We wind up being ashamed by doing heathenistic bullshit, looking like them instead of being the gods of the earth, man. How is it you got the gods of the earth, the most intelligent people on the earth, looking like the dumbest motherfuckers on the earth, and the dumbest motherfuckers on the earth ruling over them? You see what I'm saying? But it says, Psalms 25 and 2, oh, my power, I trust in thee. Let me be not ashamed. Let not my enemies triumph over me. Yea, let none that wait on thee be ashamed. let them be ashamed which transgress without cause. So the ones that had the faith and that follow Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, the ones that keep him first is the apple of their eyes, being that hey, that's our leader, bro. That's who we gonna serve. That's who we gonna follow. All right. We gonna believe him overall, him first, right? And then we'll consider what else all these other heathen got to say afterwards. If they say something contrary to what was written, then we ain't even trying to hear all of that. All right. But how people recognize things now first and foremost what the so-called white man say. Well, shit, they say that we came from the Big Bang Theory. So if the Bible don't, coincide with that, then it ain't true. You know what I'm saying? Or anything down like that. The white man say do this, the white man say do that, and we follow that, But it's our damn enemy, man. He ain't got no good intentions for us from the jump start. Like I said, he keep us as the apple of his eye. How do I maintain these niggas under my feet? That's my number one priority, is to keep these niggas under my feet. So anything and everything that I write, I'm writing with them in mind to keep them under my feet. They got their damn laws, and then all the other new laws that they passing and all these new shits that they passing is to do what? To keep us up under their feet. When you really look at it, all the damn laws they doing is to further put us into a box, to further enslave us. You know what I'm saying? So they number one apparatus is to keep us the fuck down. But hey, don't trust these bastards, because they ain't got no good intentions for you. They the damn devil. All right, they are enemies. This is verse 4. Show me thy ways, O Yahweh, teach me thy paths. Okay, but what are we doing in reverse? We listen to the so-called white man. Teach me your philosophies. Let me go to your college and get indoctrinated by your bullshit. The Big Bang Theory, evolution, all these different things, economics. Oh, let me just save up my money and do this and that. Like, nah, man, listen, bro. Fuck that. The white man trying to kill your ass, man. That's the damn devil. He ain't got good nothing. He trying to destroy you, first and foremost, with your mind. Your main riches is in these scriptures, knowing who you are. Get that first. That's your number one investment. With that, you can buy everything. All right? That's the only resource your ass need. The so-called white man needed a different resource. He need human resources. He needs your mind, body, and soul to be distracted so you can serve him. Your number one resource is coming back to the law, statutes, commandments, finding out who your power is. That's all you need. As long as he can distract you, he got you as a slave. All right? So all his things that he's doing is keeping you as the apple of the eye. How do I keep this nigga under my feet? How do I keep him distracted from going back to his power? All right. So it says, verse 5, lead me in thy truth and teach me, for thou art the power of my salvation. On thee will I wait all day. We have it reversed. Let me read this how we have it. We tell the so-called white man, lead me in thy truth. Let me go to your colleges. Let me get professed up like that. Let me become an atheist. The Bible is some bullshit and some lies. And you see how we all fucked up by listening to the so-called white man, following after what he want to go do. All right. It says, lead me into, speaking on the so-called, how we say it to the so-called white man, talking to him, lead me in thy truth and teach me. All right. We go to the so-called white man to teach us. We go away from the so-called Bible, or from the teachings of the scriptures. For thou art power and my salvation. For the so-called white man is my power. He gonna want to give me the big house on the hill and write these checks and give me that Benz and keep me floused out with my Gucci bags or whatever, Prada purse or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Give me that new Benz and shit like that. You are my salvation to pay all these bills and shit like that. That's what our people saying to the so-called white man. Let me get signed to this record label and I can buy my mama a house. All right. It says, on thee will I wait all day. I'm going to do all that I got to do to please the so-called white man. All right. That's what our people is doing. It's in reverse with what the Most High God set up for us. All right. And only the elect is doing this. All right. The truth of the matter says, verse 4, show me thy ways, O Yahweh, teach me thy paths. All right. Lead me in thy truth and teach me, for thou art the Most High, thou art the power of my salvation. On thee will I wait all day. When you read Deuteronomy 28, verse 1 through 14, that's talking about the power of us reigning on top of all these other heathens, us actually shining, being Deuteronomy, what is that? Deuteronomy 30 and Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Thou art a holy people above all the other nations. We would actually be in that state of Deuteronomy 7 and 6, right? Is just a summary of Deuteronomy 28 Deuteronomy 28 verse 1 through 14. 1 through 14 basically describe in depth Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Thou art a holy people above all the other people of the face of the earth. All right, a separate people that's gonna be reigning, on high. All right, but we never got into that state because why? We started trusting on the gods of the heathens around us and wanted everybody else to rule over us. All right, but again, never trust thy enemy, man. Stop fucking with the damn devil, man. This guy's only got us out for destruction. That's why we in captivity now, man. All right. Let me read verse 8. Good and upright is Yahweh, therefore will he teach sinners in the way. All right, the meek will be his God, and judgment, and the meek will teach his ways. It says, all the paths of Yahweh are mercy and truth unto such as keep his covenant and his testimonies. For thy name's sake, Yahweh, pardon my iniquities, for it is great. Again, touching on Deuteronomy 28:15 on down, how he broke the covenants by going off, But what? The Most High has got mercy on those, you know what I'm saying, that will come back to what his ways, his laws, statutes, and commandments, all right? Never trust thy enemy, man. Come back to, come out of her, my people. Come back to thy power, all right? Staying in the book of Psalms, this is Psalms 55. Real quick, Lord willing, we don't get cut off. I got a couple more precepts. Let me try to rush through them. Psalms 55:20, it says, he hath put forth his hands against such as been at peace with him. He hath broken his covenants. All right, and we see what he did with the so-called Native American Indians, our brother in the Northern Kingdom, made treaties with the so-called Native American Indians, and he broke every last one of them, You see what Donald Trump and them doing. They doing it today, the INF treaty, the Iran nuclear treaty, all these different things that they breaking their covenants, So was not to make the housing market 2008. Oh yeah, we got you with these mortgages. Oops, now we done switched it up on you. Now you can't afford what we signed you on for. The so-called white man is always switching up shit, and like, man, hey, and this lesson really was sparked by the so-called white man and his bullshit ass lies the damn day, not today at work, but the other day at work, how homeboy just lies, man, homeboy's on some bullshit. But nevertheless, that's where we wound up falling, man. We wound up, having so-called compassion. All right, so I'm gonna just, homeboy say he gonna come through with so-and-so, uphold his end of the bargain. But what? He always on some bullshit and some lies, man. Always trying to keep us down and creating and recreating laws and create new laws to keep you at, like I said, he keep you as the apple of his eye. How can he make sure that you stay up under him? If he got to create new laws to keep you up under him, that's what he gonna do. All right. So reading this at verse 20 again, like I keep saying, keeping you as the apple of his eye to keep you up under his feet. All right. He don't have a glass ceiling. All right. He got a goddamn, the sky's the limit for him. You got a glass ceiling. The glass ceiling is really a glass floor for his ass. All right. You can only get up as high as the bottom of his feet. All right. That's where he want to stay at. All right. Psalms 55:20. He's put forth his hands as such as were at peace with him. He had broken his covenants, especially with the Native Americans. They was at peace with him when he first came over. But yet our people still in this day are technically at peace with him because, hey, man, reality, we really got a reason to put our hands upon his ass. But we ain't, we kind of docile to his ass right now, We not trying to raise up against his ass. Verse 21. Though the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, all right, just like we read in the book of Sirach, all right, Ecclesiasticus, with his lips, he was speaking sweetly with his lips. Those words were smoother than butter, but war was in his hearts, and the words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So, just like how he do today, man, we want to go over there and spread peace. We want, like, Syria, we got to help out with the civil war. We can't have Bashar al-Assad bringing his military down on these civilians. And the Free Syrian Army or whatever, whatnot, or I think it was called the Free Syrian Army. No, it was called the People's Liberated Army, whatever it was called. But nevertheless, we can't have this happening, so we got to go over there and secure peace for the people, But really, what was he doing? He was going over there bringing in goddamn what would turn out to be the Free Syrian Army turned to ISIS. Now they got terrorism out there. They didn't have some whole kind of bullshit pop off, Even though they came in there speaking nice and sweetly with their lips, they coming out there to devour your ass. Everything that this motherfucker say, again, He keep you as the apple of his eye, man. Everything he think about, everything he come up with is, all right, how can I fuck this nigga over? How can I put this nigga further down beneath my feet, man? He don't think and don't move unless he think of how he can put you further up under his feet, man. This man is a damn devil, man. You can't trust this man. Everything he do is against your ass, all right? Let me see. I don't know if I got time for, well, all right. Let me just give you a little backdrop just to prove, because somebody could just be like, oh, you just making this up because you don't like the so-called white man. The so-called white man might have fucked you over today at work. Nah, man, hey, man, well, it's actually in us. But, hey, this is Genesis 27 and verse 41. It says, let me get there, moving slow. And Esau, who was the so-called white man, hated Jacob, who was the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So the so-called white man hated the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Why? Because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him with. All right. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. All right. So, hey, again, let me keep reading. Verse 42. And these words of Esau, her elder son, was told to Rebekah, and she sent and called Jacob, her younger son, and said unto him, behold, our brother Esau is touching thee. Thus comfort himself, purposing to kill thee. So homeboy get off, or he get calmed down, or he get satisfied by what? Killing his brother Jacob. That's his MO. He want to annihilate or genocide, exterminate Jacob, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. So again, you the apple of his eye, man. How can I exterminate these niggas? With any move I make, when I make a new law, when I buy a new car, you know, when I design a new car, when I design a new computer, when I design a new water system, when I design a new heater, a new house, a new area, a new demographic, a new military weapon, a new doctrine, a new law. Everything I got to do is all got you niggas in mind. All right? Well, shit, real quick, because I ain't trying to get cut off. Let me go to Psalms 83 and 6. Well, or Psalms 83 and 4. Psalms 83 and 4 says, let me go to 2. Psalms 83 and 2. For lo, thy enemies, all right, never trust thy enemies, the so-called white man, all right. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and have consulted against thy hidden ones. Okay? Crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. That's what I keep saying. They keep you as the apple of their eye. This what the fuck they sitting down at this table for. How can we fuck these niggas up? Let me just read it. Verse 4. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. They have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. They whole plan and they whole motive has got you niggas at the center of it. How can we keep these niggas down? All right, you the apple of their eye. You the whole modus operandi of what they got going on. You know, that's their whole MO. All right, Esau. That's what he said in his heart. For lo, the days of my father are at hand. But then will I slay my brother Jacob. All right, they ain't never stopped this from Genesis 27 to Psalms 83 to the King Alfred plan, the Rex 84 to what the fuck they got now going on. Project Megiddo. Shit, they still got it popping to this day. Now let me go to real quick. Proverbs 11 and 21. It says, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of righteous shall be delivered. You know, basically saying to our people, you know what I'm saying? You gonna wind up down with the so-called white man if you be joined hand with him. But the point I want to bring out is though hand join in hand, you know. Warning to our people. Let me read it for how the scriptures say. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. The so-called white man gonna wind up goddamn catching his judgment. Even though if he want to be best friends with you, so-called Jake, and want to so-called apologize to you, he's still getting punished. And if your ass hanging out with his ass, your ass gonna, if you still cleaving to him, you're gonna get punished right along with his ass. But you know, I'm gonna bring out another precept. But the point here is the hand join in hand part. All right, you need to let that hand go. All right, that's what the moral of this here lesson is all about. You know, you never trust our enemy, man. Let that motherfucker go, man. He ain't got no good intentions for you, man. His whole modus operandi is to fuck you people over, man, or the fuck over you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's all he planned on doing. Psalms 83 and 6, man. Genesis 27, 41 and 42. All right. Now from here, let me read this again. It says, though hand join in hand. All right. That's the point I wanted to get out. The hand join in hand. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans need to let that hand go. All right. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18. And I'm going to go to verse 4. It says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sin, and that you receive not of her plagues. All right. Well, shit. Verse 5, for her sins have reached unto heaven, for Yahweh has remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she has rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works, and the cup which she hath filled, fill unto her double. Talking about the so-called white man catching his damn judgments, you know what I'm saying? He about to catch the worst of it. You don't want to be caught and taking in, partaking what he got with, you know what I'm saying? Don't get out the car, sonny, so you don't get, you know, locked up for the shit that they finna go do, you know what the Most High is saying. But again, you know what I'm saying? What I'm trying to harp on is let these motherfuckers go. The Most High saying the same thing, but hey, man, stop trusting on your enemy, man. Leave these motherfuckers alone. They ain't got no good intentions with you. And at the end of the day, you're going to wind up being destroyed with them, you know, because the Most High keep reiterating, let these people go. All right, it says, I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins or receive not of her plagues. And that's not talking about leave at the landmass, because the salvation is going to come from this here landmass, you know, and from other places of the planet Earth as well, but mainly from here. Oh, fuck you. I got one more. I'm gonna close out. Lord willing, we can not get cut off. This Jeremiah 51:6. It says, flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquities, for it is the time of Yahweh's vengeance, and I will render unto her a recompense. You know, so for long-term sake, you know what I'm saying, you keep holding hand in hand with these damn Edomites, these so-called white people, you're gonna wind up catching their same judgment. But as a temporary fix, you know what I'm saying, as they starting to catch their judgments and we being weaned up off them curses, man, let these people go, man. It'll make that shit a lot more easier for you, man. Stop putting your trust into that, man. We got to get back into that state where we start putting our trust in our might in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah, man, on all the things that we do, man. Stop worrying and trusting the so-called white man and his provisions. You know, the Most High is the one going to take care of us, you know. These so-called white people ain't got no good intentions for you, man. You seeing it more and more. They turning up more and more on you, man. The Most High is moving our spirit to what? To start to depend on him more for everything. Like the scriptures say, you're going to have to go to your enemy for all the wonderful things, for, you know, hunger, thirst, and all these different things, you know. But now what we about to go into that wilderness state, you know, where we're going to have to depend on the Most High for everything, you know. So what? As we start to get to those times, man, go ahead and wean yourself up off the so-called white man. He ain't got no good intentions for you, man. All right, so yeah, just go ahead and separate yourself. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and close out before this get cut off. Lord willing, this lesson was edified unto the elect. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahweh Shah, B'Hashem, Rakakudash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of great millstone on the top of this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you. I can push this truth and sincerity in the four corners of the earth, and enduring afflictions, defeat and edify the elect. Stay strong. Shalom.